Hi, this is Terry from Sweet Pea Papers, the Sweet Pea Papers Facebook group, the Junk Journal Tutorials and More Facebook group, and the Junk Journal and Papercrafts group. I want to welcome you to the Out with a Bang 26 collaboration. This is put on by Sunflowers and Doors and Susan's Papercrafts. I'm sorry. You can find the links to everybody below in the description of the video. Make sure to go visit everybody's videos. Everybody's got a different prompt for every day. So every day you're going to see something new, and it just is the right thing to do, to go see everybody's. They may be having a contest too. I'm not sure. I don't think so. I think there's something else going on. This is July, or I'm doing this in July around the 15th. For August the 15th. So, I'm a little cloudy on that one. Sorry about that, guys. I probably shouldn't even have mentioned it. Today, we're going to do Scrappy notebooks. And I thought that everybody probably knew how to make them by now. So I thought what I would do is take Mandy's what is it? I wrote it down. Beloved Memories. Beloved Memories. Sorry about that. BEE-LOVED Memories. And that's from Sunflowers and Doors. And there's only one O in that. It's not doors. Let's see. You can get it on Etsy. Oh, and the hashtag for the event is JJF Out with a Bang 26. Okay. JJF Out with a Bang 26. So this is 5:45 in the morning. But what I thought I'd do is show you different things that you could make Scrappy notebooks out of in the Bee kit. So let's go ahead and take a look at a few things that I set aside. I've got some backing papers here. Look at this. This is really cool. This whole kit is really cool. I only printed out, I think, 6 pages, and it's got 39, I believe. So here's one backing paper. Here's another. Oops. Yeah. And then this one has the white, I think. Yeah, this one has the white backing paper. The reason I wasn't going to use it is because I printed it upside down. But I figured for demonstrations, it wouldn't make any difference. Look, I printed out another one. Oh, and the bees are upside down. So that's why they were set over here. Well, why did I set these over here? Let me take a look. I accidentally printed this. That's what I wanted to tell you. Printed on, instead of fit to border, if your printer has that, turn that off and turn off your full page as well, because it'll cut off your images on the side. So turn off both of those settings to get the right thing. That's why I just left this, because this was still good. This was still good. The 2 little guys were still good, and you could still use this. And I did the same thing with this one, but these images would have still been good, which I cut out when I printed them. Without using the fit to page. Mandy's prints are UK sized, so they're not quite the width of the page. So everything in this cutout here is a little bit smaller, which is the true size of the kit. That's why I set those 2 aside. And I've got the rest of what I didn't set aside. Why did I set? Oh, that's the one I picked up. Yeah. That I didn't cut out from 5 pages. I only had these 3 little things left because they were not part of what I was going to do. Okay, so that's that. Remember not to turn on the fit to page. That's a real tough one for me to remember. Okay, so this is stuff that I got from Temu, and it looks yellow. Well, it doesn't really look yellow on camera because it's all rolled up, but it's really a cream color. And it's like this fishnet paper. Oh, this is plastic. Wow, I thought it was paper. Mine is paper. The one I get from Temu here is paper lace, and it's called Raffida. And you can get it on Amazon too, but I believe it only comes in the 3-inch roll. But they're still as long. Look how long that is. I mean, you're going to be using it forever. It's like a paper towel roll. Okay, so actually, we've got white on the backs of some of these pages, so we may use both. Okay, so what we're going to do first, because I wanted to make sure and do it, we're going to use the postcards we're going to use this little folder because I thought that would be cute to have the folder made out of the tags. And I didn't ink anything because these are just for practice. Okay. I'll probably ink the one I take a picture of. So let's put these pockets in. They come with pockets. It's all on one page in the cutout page. And it tells you that these are the pockets that fit this folio or this little folder. All right. So I've got my glue filled up. So let's see how fast the glue comes out. Make sure you're making a page in the right direction. Your little bees are up the right way. Glue it on 3 sides like you do a pocket, of course. Whoops. Pocket, and then I put glue all over the working surface. So I think I want to put the bigger one in front because I'm going to put the notebook on this side. So I'm going to put the bigger pocket in the front. Whoops, that's crooked. And then, of course, you can use anything in the pocket from the kit. This is probably, I should have inked that because this is probably the one I'll take a picture of. And then we'll put this on the back here. You could also put it on the back. Oh, wow, yeah, if we're going to put the notebook on there, let's put the bee on here. Yeah. Didn't even think of that until just now. So when I said back, let's put this bee back here. Then you can have a tag or something on the back, a tag inside, and then your Scrappy notebook. Now, your Scrappy notebook, if you don't know, is just a little notepad made with scraps of paper. So I didn't have any coffee dyed paper left, and I didn't really want to make any more just yet. So I have to do mine on the living room floor. I'm in a small apartment, and my porch never gets sunlight. Plus it's dirty. I'm sorry, I should clean it up. But anyway, so I couldn't make any coffee dyed paper and have it dry in time. So what we're just going to do is we're going to take different papers from the kit and we're going to make the little notebook. So basically this one actually, because it's so big, we're going to use these 2 papers. This one's got bees on it that are white. Maybe we'll do that because it's a white notepad. And then I've just got some 32 pound, not 28 pound, but I've got some 32 pound that I bought that I don't really like because it's kind of shiny. It feels kind of shiny. And you guys know me. All this is done with 65 pound cardstock by Nina. And it's got the vellum finish. So if you want to get some really cool feeling paper for your projects, I suggest you use that. So let's set this to the side for right now. And I've got my rougher upper, so you could do that if you wanted. You know, you could rough this up. I just wanted to show it. This is Tim Holtz. It was just a few bucks. It wasn't much. There's a couple ones that I think we might use the rougher on. We're going to do about 3. So let's make a top of the notebook with this. Let me get my pencil. And I'm going to make it from here down so that I can make it in a rectangle shape. Okay. Let's see if I can get this straight. Good grief. How hard is that? All right. So I'm going to make it this wide. Why am I not penciling on the tan side so I can see what's going on? I guess I better leave it in a little bit from the edge. Okay, so there's our width. And here's our height. I'm going to leave it up a little bit from the bottom. Scrappy notebook just means you're using scraps. I don't think it necessarily means that you're tearing all the papers. I think this is a scrap. I should have done it the other way first. It would have left me a bigger scrap. Okay, so here's the cover for the notebook. Oh, how cute. And then we're going to take, let's see, what have I got here? I've got some of this tissue paper that looks like note print. I've got regular tissue paper. I've got the scrap, right? Let's look at the scrap. Yeah, let's not ruin the scrap yet. And I've got this strip of music paper. Oh, I should have got more out. Let me see. This one might work as a middle piece. No, let me grab another piece. Gosh darn it. That wasn't very smart, but I know right where it is. I just have to get to it. There it is. And here's a couple of pieces of handmade paper. That will work too. Yeah, let's do that. Let's get more scraps. Okay, now this isn't as dark. You know, it isn't as old as the other one, but we've got 2 pages. So let's cut this in half and then we'll tear the rest. It still is old. Look how, whoops, look how delicate it is. It's already cracked right there. We've got our tissue paper. So we'll probably do this one with more variety of scraps and then do the other ones with the white paper just so you can see how to different ways that you can use the kit to make your scrappy notebooks. Okay. Put this over here. And off we go. So let's take that away. Let's start with this one. Let's just use this as a guide. And I'm going to move this over a little bit so this will fit behind the paper. And then I'm going to mark it here. And I think I am going to try to tear this. I'm not very good at it. In fact, I just lost my mark. Oh, there it is. Okay. And I use a thin ruler. I don't use a metal ruler, but I do use the thin side where it tapers down. So let's go here. And I'm going to try to get it straight. Move everything out of the way. See how that works? This paper's really old though, too. And then let's get our height. Oh, that's going to work good. Okay, let's get our height. Now, if I were to ink this, it would look better because it's got the raw edges. Just so you know, even though I'm not inking them. I'd rather show you the variety than spend a gazillion years inking or a gazillion years inking beforehand. This is the super simple, easy way to do it. All right, so there's a music page. We want a tissue paper page, or I do. You may not. So I'm going to use this as a guide because now we know this one's the right size. Okay, so this goes here. This goes here. I wonder if this tears. I can try it. I don't see why not. It's really thin. It seems like it would tear. Yep. Okay, so put that over in my scraps. But you know what I mean. You can use whatever you want in here. I use lace in here sometimes. Not just paper. You can use like wallpaper works really good. There, see, that's kind of scrappy looking because I didn't cut it right. Then move this tissue paper out of the way for right now. So we've already used one of them. And we're going to use one of these bee papers on the inside. And we'll use it under the tissue paper. How about that? Let's do that. I'm not going to use this to measure by. It's too thin. And all I need on this one is the length because it's a little bit narrower. You can try to, you should do different sizes. That looks a little more scrappy. So I'll tear this off here and then I'll tear it off shorter, you know, yet. Or I'll tear it off shorter than the line. That would be easier, wouldn't it? Okay. So now we've got this one. I wanted to put the tissue paper over it, or maybe over the music paper. The music paper looks good behind the tissue paper. And then let's use our handmade paper. Now I forgot which one is the top. That one is. Okay, let's use our handmade paper. That's really cool. You're welcome for using it on an example video. No, I didn't want to use the top. I wanted to use the actual notebook pages. So you could make this a little bit bigger and then tear the edges down, but it's easier just to do this. Okay. But you can see that I tore this the wrong way, so it left the white along the bottom. So tear it in the other direction and you won't have that. Oh, wow, I think I may have to cut this. This paper's thicker than I thought. Cool. I made a mistake there, I guess. Now let's tear the bottom if I can. I want it to be a different size. I think I want it to be, well, anything I make a different size. I made this the right size, so I'll have to make it a little bit smaller. So, oops, that's the wrong way. Or not a little bit smaller, but if I want it to be a different size, then I need it to be a little bit smaller. Try this again. See if I can do it. Look at that. The smaller pieces tear easier. Then I think this would look good with this tissue paper, and then we'll put together our notebook, which is really easy. Now I should tear it this way first. You know, this way, and then that just takes this off instead of making a scrap out of my whole thing because it's the wrong size after that. All right. And you have to hold it down tight. Whoopsie, I got more than this. Now look at me go. Is it too wide to go in? Oh, yeah. It's way too wide. What am I doing? Oh, I'm not tearing at my mark. I was tearing at the, I don't know what I was tearing at. Let's use this as a mark. And tear it here. So that's a little bit narrower, I think. Wow. This tissue paper's old, too. They were gifted to me, both papers and the tissue paper. Guess I should have done it this way. Okay. I think my mark was for the height anyway. And it's okay if that little bit sticks out, as far as I'm concerned. I'm not going to try to tear that little bit off. Yeah, I guess holding it closer to the top is the trick with tissue paper. And actually, let's use a piece of white paper too. No, well, let's make this all cream colored except for the tissue paper. This is the right height. I can just, that's a little short. Remember, this is the regular height. I'm not going to peel that little bottom off. I think if anything, I'm going to cut it. So let's mark the width. This is embossed handmade paper. So that's pretty cool. And then I just need to take a little bit off the bottom and keep that little bitty scrap for cluster. So we're going to decorate it too. And that's why we're just going to show how and not do all the other stuff. Let's see. Do I have white on the backs of any of the pages? No. Oh, I have the tissue paper. But, okay, so I'm going to put, here's my tissue paper. Here's my music paper. I like the tissue paper on top. I don't know why, but I do. So let's do that. Then let's do the brown hand-dyed paper, the paper from the kit behind that handmade paper again. And then let's put this tissue paper between that and the handmade paper so it's not on the back. I don't really want them on the front and the back when I staple. Well, it's going to be on the front inside, but okay, so we'll do that. And then, you know what? I need another page because I usually put a page on the back too that kind of matches the cover. Where is that page with the brown? I can use this page. Hope it's too narrow. Okay. I think it might be the only one I have. All right. I used up all that brown. All right, let's, oh, it comes with words too, the kit. 2 rows of words. I just cut out the one that had exact words to do with bumblebees. You know, if I do have that on the back. Actually, I want to line it up to the top, not the bottom. Let's go ahead and there. No, that one's been used. Let's use the white. I didn't realize how many I needed to print out, I guess. I have a bit of a mess going on. I'm doing 3 projects right now, and I don't normally do that. Okay, we're going to go the same size as this because it's the cover. So that's down to there. And the width is here. And that's going to make the back upside down. So I'm going to have to just live with that because I printed it wrong. Look, this looks like a pocket to me. That looks like a pocket to me. So I'll put this on the back, and I want this side out. That way all the brown papers are on the inside. Plus, we're not going to see very much of that. So let's just line them up. Oh, that one was the piece that was going to stick out a little bit, but this isn't lined up this way. So let's go like that. Well, I guess none of them are going to stick out. Now you can make the piece in the back a 1/2 inch longer and just fold it over and glue the front after you've stapled them together. But we're going to use, let's see what I've got. We might use this. Whoopsie. No, because it doesn't cut very well. It's really hard to cut it. As soon as you go like this, it wrinkles. Let's see what else I have set out. I don't think that ribbon's wide enough. I could use this. I was going to make a back-to-back one that you can hang over the top of the page. You just make 2 scrappy notebooks that don't weigh very much, staple them, and then hook them together like this with a piece long enough that it'll flip over your page. I was going to do that, but it's kind of hard to get those to where they're not heavy, you know, too heavy. Oopsie, come on, paper. This one's fighting me. Okay. Now the other tissue paper's sticking out. Okay. Now, since we're going to cover this, I'm just going to put one staple in the middle, or the approximate middle. Is that not going to go through? Nope, I got to get my big stapler. 2 steps to the right. Oh, and it tore it. Oh, no, it didn't. It just left a little hole. Doesn't matter. We're covering it. There we go. I'll leave this over here. We're going to have that many pages, and that little one's not going to do it. You can also round your corners, which I kind of wish I had done for this cover before. I think I can still do it. Oh, no, because I'd have to round all the pages, wouldn't I? Because otherwise they would show on the corner because it's not made big enough. Okay. And we're going to, I should have looked at how wide this is. Oh, I know what I'm going to do anyway. Why we had to have this paper on the back. What else was I going to, oh, I was going to cover the top. Mine's really wrinkled. I haven't ironed it. This is the way it came. I just kind of pull it open and cut it. I think we can use this piece even though it looks shorter. Let's give it a whirl. Sure, it'll cover it. Okay, let's put some glue on here. Now we could put a belly band in here, couldn't we? I don't think we have enough room at the bottom. That's something you can think about though. Make your Scrappy notebook a little bit shorter. And you could have put a belly band in here and slid the notebook behind the belly band. Well, wish I'd have thought of that. Because now I have to glue it in. I may need to trim that a little bit. Let's see what I got going here. I want to unroll it is what I want to do. There we go. Now I'm going to stretch it again. Stretchy, stretchy. And I'm going to flip it over, and then I'm going to cut it really short to the top. Because if we're going to glue this in, then there's no need to have the wrap go all the way around and be thick. Okay? You know, like it would if you were going to set it in a pocket or a belly band. This one's kind of, oh, I just cut it off at the top. What a good idea. Okay, that's all right. Let me see if I can move this a little more. A little more this way. Because it was kind of a stretch. I really don't want to put a piece in just that little bit. Let's see if I can move this over. Because it was wide enough. There we go. It had a short piece on the back. Or in the top corner. We can just fold it forward. So let's do that. Then let's also use a little piece of this to kind of tie it together to decorate it. So I need to cut another piece, and not a very big one. Well, actually our ephemera on our cover is going to be one of these little kids. So I think what I'm going to do is use a piece of this stuff, like so, to kind of make it stand out from the back. All right, so this stuff's easy to use. You just put a little glue on the paper in the area you're going to glue it down, and it grabs the paper right away. Then we're going to glue this down. I cut these out yesterday, You can just glue around the edges. I don't know why I was putting so much glue in there. And then I want to put them diagonal down. Okay. Then I'm going to take a word. Well, let's use honeycomb. Well, it looks like I cut it a little crooked. You can really see white on this. Okay, and then let's put a piece of paper around it. Maybe this honeycomb paper. That's part of the kit. It tears out or cuts out like that. Instead of tearing it, I cut it. So it was kind of a crazy thing to cut these papers to make them look torn when I forgot that I could have just roughed them up with my little rougher upper. Okay. I'm going to use the torn part at the bottom over here. Maybe I'm not. Move it over a little bit. I'm going to glue that down, and then I'm going to trim it out with that honeycomb paper. And that'll be the front of our Scrappy notebook. So I want to leave a little bit around around all the edges. That didn't really make it stand out much, did it? It's not really the right color that I want. I use more of that. No. What color do I want? Oh, maybe the honeycomb paper. I've got a scrap of that. I think I want the B to be right in the center of the word. Oh, shoot, you can still see white. It's too early in the morning for fussy cutting. I'm going to re-glue it. Since we're putting it right across the B, it doesn't matter that I cut that incorrectly when I was trimming it a while ago. It's a little narrower. Yes, I'm getting glue on my scissors. That's better. See more of the B. And you want the B or the Y in the center to make it even. And I should have used the white. Oh well. I'm tired of messing with it. I'm going to use up the whole video doing this. It'll still show up against the background, I think. And glue this down. Now this glue bottle is full. I don't know why. It's making me wait for the bubble. Usually I start with a full bottle because I don't like waiting in the video for the glue to run down. Do I want to put it down here, or do I want to? I want to put it where the white stuff is. This over here. Okay, so now we've got this part done. And we can decorate pages in here if we want. It's up to you. I'm not going to do it on the video because I'm already at 35 minutes. I should have just done this one, I guess. We're going to take this and we're going to glue it in our notebook by gluing all of this in. Then we still have that brown honeycomb on the inside where you're going to see the back cover. It's kind of too bad. Oh no, we covered the staple too, so you couldn't really reuse it. Not really. You know, refill it. You'd have to take the staple out. So I don't find I ever use my Scrappy notebooks anyway. They're just in my journal to be in my journal. Got my little people going. They're cute. These are the most adorable little kids with the little bee outfits on them. I'm going to line this up with our points, or just below. Line it up at the bottom. That'll be the easier way to go. The bottom and the side. Now this is going to make this kind of fat, so you might want to put a ribbon you know, or something and tie it on the side. We don't have time to do that. But it's a good idea. It would work. Move it over a little bit. Get it a little bit away from the fold. It needs 2 staples, it looks like. That'll be all right, I think, once you use your bone folder on it. So I decorated the notebook. Then you're still going to want to decorate, you know, your pocket. You're going to want to get your card for your pocket. Yeah, so you're going to decorate the front of your Scrappy notebook and the back as well, or if your little presentation. Oh, that's right, because this is going to go in the pocket or under a belly band. So you could put a belly band, or a tuck would be better, because then you would have your little kid there, you know, to put in a journal. So I would say the front is decorated. I would say decorate the pocket. We're not really going to have time to do more. I'm just going to show you the different pieces. So let's decorate there. Where's my big roll? It's easy to cut because it's paper. Whoops, don't cut their little pom-pom off. I would hate to have fussy cutted that and then caught it in the scissors. Yeah, I think this looks fine. I think the other color might have blended in too much, if you know what I mean. So let's put this on the pocket, and it can stick up a little bit. It's fine. Yeah, I like that. And then the bee shows here. This one's kind of in a square already. Then you've got 2 of the kids kind of on the same page. Oh, it goes over further. The paper, this is going to hold this down anyway, but the edges will come up maybe if you, whoa, where did our little person go? I think she dropped right in the trash can. Well, that stinks. I mean, I've got others, but I wanted to use that one. Right in the trash can. It fluttered right down into the trash can. Well, that's good luck today, just like having my paper ready. I thought I had it ready. Let's see. That one will fit over our, I think this one is better though. Oh, but then our thing is really wide. I guess I better use the small one, because it takes up all the paper. You know, it covers all the paper that I just put down. Then I could take that stuff up because I'm using Fabri-Tac. So I still have a little bit of time to get it up, and it wouldn't tear. It would be all right. But I'd have glue all over that I'd have to clean up and all that. So I will just, and remember, it'll look better if they were inked. How cute is that? And then you've got your pocket. And then we need to put somebody, oh, that'll work. Okay, we got one little guy left. Didn't realize I needed more, so I guess it's good that I'm just doing this one. We'll put him on this side, or her. It looks more like a her. Oh, I need a word, you know, and I put a word there. Yeah, the top, this needed to be double stapled. This is kind of swinging, you know what I mean? Ah, that piece will work. It's too big, but this isn't. We can just cover a little bit with the see-through stuff. Let's go this way. Then we'll just offset it a little bit like we did on the cover, front cover. I think I kind of like this piece better. I think this piece will do all right, just covering it. And this will stick up above the pocket, but it's okay. You'll still be able to access the pocket. How tight did I make this pocket? Yeah, I might want to take my, what do you call it? I recommend that you don't, yeah, that'll be all right because we'll glue it to this. So we'll do the process differently this time. We're going to glue the paper to here. And then in this case, you'd be better off to let it dry before you put it on. See, I put it way up on the head. I didn't need to do that. Fabric tack is good for that too. You can scrub it right off. If you go back, it'll roll up into little balls if you rub it. Then there's no sticky. See? Little balls and it comes right off. All right, so we want to do that. That way we don't have sticky here and accidentally stick our little person down to the thing. Oh, no, you know, we do need to glue it because the paper's going to go behind. So let's put a little glue back on. We just glued that to there. Yeah, so until the glue dries, we can't put our little person on. We'll have to put it here. So we put it here, it covers the head, and that looks kind of silly, doesn't it? We just cut off the head of the bee. There's other ephemera that's smaller than this, but I wanted to use this. I know what I'm going to do so we can finish up. I didn't need it up there. Okay. That's what I did. I just glued it from there down. Let me make sure don't have glue where the pocket's going to go. And put it down. So I'm not gluing the pocket together. I'm going to take my bone folder and stick it in the pocket. And that will hold it out away until it dries. And then let's get our word thing going on. Where's the strip of words? Nobody knows. It's right here, I think. Let's use Bumblebee. That'll be cute. And you could have glued this on as a pocket. You know, with no glue in the middle, just glue on the top and the bottom. And then you could stick a little tag in there. I'm just giving you ideas. I wish I had thought of those ideas ahead of time. I don't know why I thought I'd be able to make 4 of these things. But I'm going to show you the front and back covers that I would have used so that you can get an idea of the different ephemera that you could have used to make one. Couldn't get the word spit out. Yeah, I'm going to have to print out. I mean, if I was making more of these, I would need more paper of the big papers. Because I'm cutting these, I'm using these bees in the center of my word. Oh, and then I cut it off on the other one. That wasn't very smart. It wouldn't have mattered where I put it. I've just got the honeycomb part. That was kind of dumb. So if you fussy cut this bee out around the top of that, it would look better. And then there's still one word to add on the inside. Oh, how cute. I love the little shoes. Let me move this down a little bit. I still want to see the shoes. should be dry. Okay, so this is what we've got. We got this. The only thing I'm not going to do is find tags to go in here because I'm not sure I have any small. Oh, this one will fit. Let's put this one in. I only cut one out, 2 out, which is perfect. Okay, so that's what it looks like. If the tag was bigger, it would be better. But I usually layer my fussy cuts. I would have cut more of these out and stuck one inside the pocket. And then maybe cut out, there's other tags. Cut out another tag to put in. Because this is short. Oh, how cute. Okay, so that's what I'll put the last word on off camera. And that one's so crooked. And then we'll be good to go. I'll put another word on the front as well to get us going. All right? Okay. So now let's take a quick look. I have 2 postcards set aside if you wanted to make a sideways scrappy notebook and put it in a pocket, you know, tuck it in this way. You could do that. See? That would be cute. If you wanted to make one with a little bit of a fussy cut on it, a small one, little teeny one, you could do that. There's papers that will work there. Okay. And this one you could make from the top or the side, right? It's going to go this way, so I suggest making the notebook go that way. These are ones I set out. She's got spools, which is cool. Cool spools. Because after the project is done, I take them out and take my sample thread off of it, and I use them for my, what do you call it? You know, my embroidery floss. Because I use embroidery floss to do books because I can't handle thinner paper very well, but some people use waxed thread, bookmaker thread. So I've got this one and this one. These are ephemera from the kit. And you could make a scrappy notebook out of these. That would be cute. Decorate the front and the back. Now, if you're not going to put it inside something, I would put it this way and this way. And then when you take the notebook out, you've got a picture on both sides. Okay, that's the only thing I would change using the different sizes. Do it like that. And then these 2 scrappy things look kind of scrappy anyway. These are pieces of ephemera in the kit too. I'm trying to show you what you could do with items that are in the kit. Here. And this one's printed like that in the back, so it would be the same. You'd have to cut the back one down or tear it. Maybe cut the front of it down too, or the back of it down in the back too, to make it fit. But I think there's a smaller piece that might fit. Nope, that one's too small. And I like this one better as a front. Could cut out the center, right, until you get to the edge of this. And then you'd still have the center, but you would have it the same size as that. And you don't have to have a back on your scrappy notebook. If you're going to turn it front ways and hang it with the papers sticking out over the top of a pocket. That's another good way to use a scrappy notebook. Okay, so let's bring our, here we go, to the front and center. And that's what we did today. And I hope that you have fun with all the different ephemera in the kit and realize that you don't have to just stick it in a pocket. There are other things you can do with your ephemera than just stick them in a pocket. That's a little bit of a variety for you. Okay? All right. Once again, this is Terry from Sweet Pea Papers, and I hope you had a good time, even though I messed up a little bit. And have a great day. Okay? Thanks a lot. Don't forget to go visit everybody's links and go to the 2 Facebook groups and the Etsy shops. Okay, thanks. Bye.